Hello friends, in the spirit of my birthday, I'm going to read you a section about my birthday from my book, As Large as Your Spirit, a Reverse Refugee Memoir. In the section leading up to this chapter, I had just discovered that the house that I'd been living in Iraqi Kurdistan was sold, and that I was forced to move while I was in quarantine away from the country and not able to come back. So I had lost my house essentially while I was quarantined in Greece, and I had discovered this information and went for a walk shortly before, the day before it was my birthday, my 40th birthday in Samos, Greece. The gunmetal gray clouds from the horizon had rolled in over the waves, and fat drops of rain started to stain the dust. Weary and worn, I hiked back up the hill towards home as the warm rain fell in straight vertical ropes, running off the roadway in silken sheets until disappearing into the thirsty earth. I trudged uphill past the towering pines, sodden and sobbing. For over 3 months, I'd been stuck on this island. Transitioning to some semblance of social life in town had been anxiety-inducing, and now I was essentially evicted from a home in Kurdistan to which I couldn't return. A car splashed by and halted shortly ahead of me. Through the gray rain, I recognized Tasia's battered blue hatchback. As I approached, she leaned over and rolled down the passenger side window. "Yasu, Joel," she called over the drum and bass of raindrops and engines. "Ola kala? All good?" she asked. I was grateful for the rain, which hid my tears as I replied, "Yeah, I just got caught in the storm after my walk." She motioned to the front seat and pushed open the passenger door. "Taseo di sospiti," she offered to drive me home. Resigned and grateful, I squelched into the front seat, wiping the rainwater from my face and offering a smile. "Efraristopoli," I thanked, as she cranked the gears into action and crawled up the hill. Her intuition seemed to sense all was not right, so she pressed the matter again, pasting on a melodramatic frown and gesturing to my heart. I conceded, nodding in agreement that all was not right. "Then echo spitimu," I cobbled together in broken Greek. "I don't have a house." She looked confused, pointing down the lane towards the ring road and slowing the car, trying to discern whether I needed to go to town or Villa Eva. Had I moved again? She seemed to ask in Greek. "No, I mean, yes," I wavered. "To spiti mu Kurdistan," I attempted in Greek, and then reverted to English. Finished. I dusted my hands off dramatically in a gesture of finality, and then, clarifying only for myself, "I've lost my house in Kurdistan." My anger from earlier had given way to grief-filled resignation, and any remaining positive energy drained to a cold puddle of sadness swimming in my rain-sodden shoes. There were no more tears, however. I couldn't even muster self-pity. After all, I was surrounded by abundance I never imagined would come my way. A colorful seaside villa to house me, hours and hours of reflection, meditation, and rest. A wizened father figure who knew that connection with the earth from whence we came could cure all manner of psychological concerns. But a problem is still a problem, and we can all too often be blinded by the abundance around us, by the tiniest speck in our own eye. One mote is all it takes to cloud the vision and ruin our perspective. A heavy silence reigned in the car. I'm not sure Tasia understood my problem. It didn't matter, though. She understood that there was a problem, and that was all that was needed. Another human being, present and alive, knew that not everything was all right. No glib castaway jokes, avoidance of the topic, or pat answers of patience and hope. Just an acknowledgement that sometimes the rain falls heavy on both the righteous and the unrighteous. Tasya eased the car into the villa drive with a faint squeal of the brakes. The wipers carved off sheets of rainwater, a light steam rising from the heat of the engine block. I thanked her again for the ride and cracked open the door. "Stop," she said, in English. She turned to rummage in the back seat, producing 2 heavy bags of fresh farm produce. Tomatoes, potatoes, onions, peppers. Then, with a grunt, she hauled forward a watermelon, the rich green webbing shiny from the rain. It was clearly freshly plucked from the vine, with a patch of caked dirt ringing a blonde spot on the rind. "For you," she offered. And then, with a questioning but reassuring smile, "Ola kala?" "Ola kala," I smiled. "It'll be all right." I sloshed back through the puddles into the villa, the glow from the patio lighting spilling like fresh orange juice across the flagstones. Inside, I left my clothes in a sopping pile in the shower basin and wrapped up in dry sweatpants and a clean sweatshirt, despite the summer heat. Settling into the rattan-woven chair at the familiar salmon pink-painted breakfast table, I sliced a sliver of watermelon and placed it on what had become my favorite blue china plate from among the odd assortment of secondhand tableware in the cabinet. The rain poured in the darkness outside. With the sun now set beyond the wine-colored sea, I sang Happy Birthday to myself and fell asleep, dreaming of finding a way to return to a home I no longer had. Thanks so much. You can pick up your own copy of As Large as Your Spirit on Amazon.com, or if you're here in the Kurdistan region or in Iraq, you can find it in Roman Bookstore in Slimani, Haval Bookstore in Erbil, and Ola Library in Baghdad. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take care.